Like all great ideas, the genesis for CeBaS actually started out in a pub. In fact, the Dark Horse just down the road. This was just around the time of the financial crisis, and probably a recognition that we needed such a centre like this in UCD.
For me, being a member of CeBaS means engaging and working with scholars from a plethora of backgrounds who are interested in understanding ethics and business.
So I'm thrilled that CeBaS has been set up to really put a focus on that relationship between business and society.
It's really hard on your own to get adequate funding, to get the right access into organisations, and also to get your findings out to a wide audience.
We have a community of scholars now within the College of Business who are enthusiastic about engaging in collaborative research surrounding societal challenges.
My research looks at how we make employment rights effective. So my research tends to come under the work and also the gender and diversity stream. And I look at things like gender inequality at the workplace and equal pay and also low-paid workers.
The tendency has been to sort of look at the role of business within sustainable development, but paying very limited attention to the role of the consumer. So now I am trying to address both and how they affect the socio-economic progress of Africans on the continent.
The research focuses on sustainability, particularly sustainability marketing and sustainable consumption, very much with a focus at looking at systemic and institutional issues and how they have an impact on citizens trying to lead a more sustainable lifestyle.
A current research project that I'm involved in is an evaluation of the sugar-sweetened beverage tax. And there's been a lot of discussion and discourse globally around the implementation of this type of tax in addressing the global societal challenge that we have of overweight and obesity.
My research explores social mobility, so I look at the career trajectories of men and women in finance, looking at the obstacles to their progression, as well as the things that have helped them during their careers. And I look at those ideas really in both elite banking and finance professions, but also in low-skilled, low-paid, precarious forms of employment.
A group of us are studying a project under the umbrella term Coding Value, which is all about how value is encoded in the digital society. And in particular, we're looking at cryptocurrencies, we're looking at Bitcoin, the blockchain, and different technologies associated with that. But we're particularly interested in the political and social ideology underpinning those.
The United Nations have set 17 goals, big global challenges to address. But our question is about the governance of the finance of that development aid. And I'm working with Colin Scott in the College of Law and Julie Byrne in our finance subject area to bring together the questions about the risks and governance and policy in relation to the SDGs.
Now, the accounting profession is quite unusual. Here it is, serving business in terms of being an organisation, making profits, employing people. But what's ultimately different about the accounting profession is that it must also serve and protect the public interest. I'm a member of this profession. So way back in the 1990s, I was sitting in my office and there were a lot of cases coming up where members of my profession weren't behaving the best, and this was being reported in the media. And I was asking myself, well, what is my profession doing about this? So that started this research project that I'm involved in.
My current research project is all around supply chain transparencies, looking at how brand owners and retailers are talking and reporting about supply chain sustainability, kind of environmental issues and social issues. So that research, it's lodged in transparency, but there's issues in there about Africa, there's issues in there about diversity and gender, there's issues around sustainability, about work. So it very much encompasses all of the CeBaS themes.